Hi there, YouTubers and weavers. Well, my last video was those hemp towels, and you didn't get to see the end of it, or the end of the towels, whatever you want to call it. So I thought I'd show them to you. I got 4 towels out of it. Here's 3, here's the number 4. Let's just take a look at one of them. I'll have to bring this closer to the camera, but I got to stay far enough away so you can see the whole thing. So there's the towels. There's one of them. And again, it's plain weave in the middle and just the dark spots, the brown spots. And then there's this overshot border. Let's get close enough so you can see. Hopefully the camera's focusing decently. As you can see, the hemp really filled out nicely after I put it through the wash and the dryer. So you get an idea. It really looks pretty decent there. So I got, like I say, the 4 towels. They each have a different color. On this one, the pattern weft is a fairly thin, darker linen, 100% linen. On the other 3, I used cotton. So we'll give you a quick look at each of them. Same pattern on each one. The white and the linen don't show up quite as much, but I think they look pretty neat anyways, to give you an idea. And I know it looks a little funny because it's folded and not even, but you get the idea. So there is what I did on the previous project. Those towels are done. They've been off the loom just over a week now. The loom has been sitting here stark naked for a week while I was trying to figure out what to do with it next. So the next project, we'll explain that in a minute. Okay, the next project is going to be something out of this book. It's just, most people just call it the Strickler book, Carol Strickler. A weaver's book of 8-shaft patterns from the Friends of Handwoven. And there is a Facebook group that I belong to called Strickler in Color. And basically what it does is it takes a number of patterns out of this book and people post pictures of what they've made, color pictures, instead of just seeing the black and white pictures that are in this book. And one of the most popular patterns in that Facebook group is pattern number 728. I'm going to try and get this as close to you as possible. This one right here in the middle is 728. I don't think I'm violating copyrights just by just showing you a picture of this, but it's really popular. And people like to do it in multiple colors. This just shows it in black and white, and it's kind of hard to see, but the pattern looks kind of busy to me. And I wanted to do something similar, but that pattern just didn't work for me. So instead of 728, which is the one by my fingers here, I'm going to do 731, which is the one, this one right here. It's still pretty busy. It's very similar, but it's not quite as busy as 728. So I think it's got some potential to look really neat, and again, I'm going to do it in multiple colors. I'll show you that in just a minute. So that's what I'm working on. I've planned out, and I've got it on a clipboard, how many threads I need of each color. Right now I'm going to be winding on a set of threads that are kind of orange color. Not exactly orange, but pretty close. Okay, so I've got my handy dandy little piece of wood with this metal bar stuck through it. The bottom blue set of thread is simply to hold this one up a little bit higher, closer to the top, so I've only got an inch or so above the orange that I'm going to use. And this, what I'm working on is all cotton, so 40% linen and 60% cotton. Let's get over. You can't see it real well because this is so fine, but I'm going to put a little slip knot in the very end of this thread. Does it show up against my shirt? Against my vest? There you go. Little slip knot. And we'll put that over the first peg on my warping board. Now, you can see this orange thread going back and forth here. This is the path that I'm going to be following as I measure out my warp. And this will give me 4.5 yards, because it's a yard back and forth from each peg across each side. We'll go up like this, around there, make a cross, come back and come down, and just keep doing that. I want to get 24 threads this way, so it'll be 12 that I'll count up here at the top, because it's a back and forth, so that doubles what I'm counting. So there's number 2 at the top. Push that back, push these all together, and let's just keep making them.
I love Scotland's glens, and whatever else we lose, please leave us our glens, our glorious glens. Our mountains are grand, Ben Lomond, Ben Nevis too. You can have all these bens, but leave us our glens. Glenfiddich, Glenlivet, Glendronach, Glengrant, can you do without them? If you must know, I can't. Put a drop in a glass of Glenspey or Glendrotter. It's a perfectly bearable way to drink water.
There we go, tie it off, wind it around that one. So now I've got 24 threads here, and the reason I'm doing it in sets of 24 is I'm going to be having this at 24 ends per inch in the reed as I go through it for the finished product. I'm now putting just a couple of choke ties on it to hold it in place while I take it off the warping board and carry it over to the loom. So I like to put 2 at the cross, 1 at the very end, 1 on the cross itself. Then I put another choke tie every yard or so. So let's put 2 on this end. These are just simple slip knots put around the bundle of thread. I got to grab my scissors off the loom. Here we are, that's that. Now we'll just take this bundle off of the warping board, wrap it up in my hands. There. I've got a bundle of thread. Let's head over to the loom. So I'm just going to take this patch of thread and drop it on the floor down there. It's a mess, but that's okay. I'm going to pick it up in a minute. Let's go around the other side. And I'm laying it over the top of the loom. And I'm going to grab the first of my leaf sticks and put them through on one side of the cross. Set that back. Grab my other leaf stick and the little metal rod that I tie on to. Put that on the other side of the cross. So now we're pretty much on there like that. We'll just slide it over to the right place, drop it through the correct set of little cotter pins up there on my homemade rattle. First, that's up there. We've added it to all these threads. Let's go back to the other side of the loom. Now I'm in back, we're going to go back to the front of the loom. Okay, front of the loom. I'm going to just sit down here and I'm going to grab this thread that I dropped on the floor, this bundle, and I'm just going to make some loops in it. And then I'm hanging that off an S-hook that I've got sitting where I will eventually tie on to the front. But by having each bundle like this on an S-hook, I'm hoping to keep them separate from other bundles, like say this one, which was the previous batch, until I can actually start winding them on. That way I'm hoping they're going to get a little bit less tangled up. That's the beginning of this project, number 731 in Strickler, in multiple colors. Thanks for watching. If you're already a subscriber, thanks a million. If you're not a subscriber but you like my videos, especially the weaving ones, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. Until I get a little bit farther on this and can show you more progress, bye-bye.